Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I would like to share with you a tutorial on my eyeshadow look for today. So at the moment I have no eyeshadow on whatsoever, but I wanted to share with you how the Nyx Wanderlust palette in Copenhagen actually performed on the eyes. I thought this was really interesting because Nyx has really upped their game with eyeshadows. I didn't used to like the eyeshadows that they came out with, but recently their eyeshadows are absolutely amazing. So I thought it would be a good idea to test this one out on camera and see actually how it performed. So it looks like that. So like I say, it's the Nyx Wanderlust palette in Copenhagen. Inside, and I did do a full video on this just to show you around the palette. Obviously I'm just going to give you a quick overview of the palette now. So you've got a large mirror, and then you have these gorgeous dusky plums and neutrals. Really love it. You have three mattes. This is a matte, this deep brown is a matte, and also this light shade. Is it that one? Yep, that one. The rest are all shimmers. Now they're not overly shimmery. What I love about this palette is that they are very wearable. I believe they are holiday palettes, and there are 7 within this set. And you know, there's Copenhagen, there's London, there's Paris, I believe. There's all sorts for you to choose from. I went for this one because I love plums. So I'm going to do, like I say, a look for you today. So I'm just going to pin my hair back. I will list below all of the makeup that I'm actually wearing, because the highlight that I'm wearing is from Makeup Geek, and I will put down below the name of it because it is the pink one that I showed and I can't remember the name of it. So I'll pop everything down below so you've got a full list of the products that I've used and where I purchased them from. So I've got 4 eyeshadow brushes here to use to create the look that I'm hoping to achieve with this palette. I've got my trusty Primark brushes that are £1. I've got a two Wilko brushes, one that is very thin, and then one if I need to buff out anything. So these are the 4 brushes I'm going to use. I've talked about brushes, which brushes I purchase, which ones I love, and I've got this 4 here to use today. So what I'm going to do first of all is just lay down a base, and that's going to be using this shade here. Now, they don't have names unfortunately, but I'm just going to pop a little bit of that down, and I've got a mirror here, so I hope you can see this, and it's just to lay down a base. I put a little bit of foundation on my eyes as I usually do, but I just want to make sure that that is completely matte, because I do find that the shadows do lay down better with a matte base. So that's not too much of that. It is really just, you know, as a base, not for any kind of eyeshadow look. Now I think I've got to go for this shade here. It looks absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to use my Primark brush that I've just used, and I'm going to use it like I have shown before, where you pop that corner in the crease and let the brush do all of the work. So I'm just going to lay that down now. I'm going to start this side. So I'm just going to pop that down in the crease and then just keep going over and over that just to buff that out. And then I'm going to go over it until it's got the colour that I really want. This is really gorgeous. It's going on really well so far. It's not an overly deep colour, but it is just that gorgeous muted colour that we're loving at the moment. Now I'm just going to on the base, you can see I've only popped it on the corner of that tapered brush. Now I'm going to pop it on the base now because I want it to go higher up into the crease, and I'm using the other side, using the brush the other way round now. And that is absolutely gorgeous. Now I'm going to do exactly the same on the other eye. And just build that up. And then pop it again on the base and then turn that brush round. So there we have it. You can see, I'm just going to actually buff this one out a little bit more. Lovely. I absolutely love that muted plum shade. So that was that one. Now, what I want to do is deepen that up a little bit, and I think I'm going to have to go again for the plum that's next to it. So this one here. So we've gone into the crease and we've gone up a little bit. Now I want to add a little bit of depth. So just on the corner of that brush, I'm just going to pop that very deep plum on there. And then I'm just going to, again, just put that in the crease. So we deepen that up. And then I'm just going to go across the eyelid, just the first third of that eyelid, and go out into the outer V as well. This brush is so good for this technique just because it does all of the work for you. It's deepened that up, it's deepened that crease up without me having to do hardly any work whatsoever. So I'm just going to try and achieve that same look on the other eye. Now what I don't want to do is be too heavy-handed with the dark plum, because I think as you get older, if you have too much darkness around the eyes, it really does tend to age you. So again, I'm just going over the inner third, or the first third of that eyelid, and then bringing that out. Like that. So you can see, I'm just going to deepen out that one, this side. Absolutely perfect. I love it. I absolutely love the shadows. They really blend very, very well. Now, what I'm going to do now is just pop the brush into that light plum, the first mauvey shade, and just add a little bit, go over that so it's all very, very nicely blended. So I'm absolutely loving that. That is perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to achieve. Now what I'm going to do is just add a little bit of colour to the under eye area. And that's with the first plum or mauvey plum shade. So I'm just adding that underneath the eye. Then I'm taking that out again to that V so that that all matches up. Now this is a daytime look, so what I don't want it to be is too heavy under the eye. If I was going out for the evening, I'd probably use that deeper plum that I popped in the crease just to pop under the eye to deepen it up. This is a daytime look, so I don't want it to be too overpowering. That's absolutely perfect. Now, just to make sure that that is, I think that's okay, I'm just going to deepen that one out. And I'm just going to buff the outer edge just a tad. I'm not going to buff it out too much because at the moment I'm still not wearing eyeliner or mascara, so this will be you know, everything that I'm wearing on the eye at the moment. Now what I want to do is I want to add a tiny bit of shimmer to the lid, but I don't want it to be too overpowering. What I'm going to use is I think I'm going to go for the middle shade. So where are we? This one here. I don't want it to be too I don't want it to be too light, but I don't want it to be too deep either. So I'm going to use this one. And I found when I swatched these, they really did swatch quite lightly. So they are going to be very, very wearable for the day. They're not what I would say very, very intense shimmer like this highlight. They're not like that at all. They are quite light. So I'm just going to pop that on the lid and then slightly blend that into the line that I've got there, because we don't want any lines at all. I always put shimmers on with my finger. And that is absolutely gorgeous. I love that. It's not too intense. It's got that daytime shimmer to it. So I'm just going to pop it on the other eye as well. Then using my finger, just blend that line away. And yep, I'm just going to add a little bit more. Now what I found with this palette is that this one was the most intense. This one was medium and this was the lightest, exactly as it goes up in you know, colour, deepness of colour. I found that the deepness of the shimmer or deepness of the shade went deeper, and then it got more intensely shimmery. Not too overpowering. It's nothing like this. It is just as you can see it on the eye, and I'm really, really impressed with that. I really love it. I'm so pleased I got that palette. Obviously, if you're interested in those palettes, you can visit boots.com. Unfortunately, this palette is unavailable at the moment because it is popular, but they should be bringing that back for you. So obviously do keep checking on the Boots website. However, there are I think they've got 5 other palettes available. 2 were very popular. So, I mean, I know that London is very similar to this, but it has it's more brown, less plum, and it has that London lip cream as well. In fact, I'm wearing the London today with one of the glossy lip products over the top, because I wanted a little bit more pinkness to match the eyes. So yeah, that's the eye look that I've created today with the NYX Wanderlust palette in Copenhagen. I hope that was of interest to you. Obviously thumbs up if you enjoyed that, or obviously you want me to do further eyeshadow tutorials, which I obviously will, but obviously it's nice to know that I've got that support out there as well. And obviously subscribe if you haven't already done so to watch further videos. Thank you very much. Bye.